please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll have roll call.
Dan Pillow.
Here.
Lisa Stafford. Here. Dan Dalton.
Here.
Ann Pillow.
Here.
Steve Dalton.
Here.
Pam Jackson.
Here. Okay, first thing we'll start off with clerk's report.
You received the minutes from the June 7th meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from June 7th, 2021.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pam, second by Lisa. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next, you have pay ordinance 6E, and this was for biweekly payroll that was paid on June the 18th. Total dispersed from the general fund was $12,633.39. From the water fund, $366.05 for a combined total $12,999.44.
Make a motion, we accept ordinance number 6E.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Dalton, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next one you have is 6F, and this is for monthly salaries. All dispersed from the general fund was $6,300.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 6-7 is read.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ann Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussions? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next you have 6G, and this is for accounts payable. From the general fund, $8,889.18. From the COVID fund, $765. From street construction, maintenance, and repair, $194.02. From the water fund, $349.50 for a combined total funds of $10,197.70.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2021 6G.
I'll second. Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Lisa Stafford. Are there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
When you come in, you should have had a copy of the Addyston Mayor's financial statement at your station. This was for Mayor's Court from June the 16th. Money dispersed into the village fund was $4,146, sent into the state for indigent defense support victims of crime and drug law enforcement fund was $1,006.50, and other revenue sources for court cost, indigent alcohol treatment fund, and miscellaneous revenue, $300. So total, that was $337.50. Total combined of this whole report was $5,490.
I make a motion to receive the mayor's report.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Steve Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Ann Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
You also, earlier in the week, I had sent to you a copy of the Addyston Board of Public Affairs June 14th minute docket, or minutes, meeting documents. This was like sent to you like on the 16th, because I forgot it a couple times, but it was their minutes from their May meeting, their June 3rd special meeting, their collection report for the month of April that was collected in May, and their pay ordinances.
Does that one include like a raise or something?
No, this one has nothing to do with the raise because that employee resigned.
Okay. Council, what's your pleasure with that?
I make a motion that we accept the Board of Public Affairs meeting minutes.
You know them all.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
I also sent out an email earlier, like I think it might have been Friday, that I received a phone call from an insurance agent who was associated with Jerry Dirk. I also told you in the email that Jerry had passed away, and this agent reached out to me. I think his name was Derek, I can't remember the last name, but he actually set an appointment with me. He wants to come in on the 29th at 10 o'clock in the morning and discuss insurance. In the meantime, Sarah Lucas, who is also associated with Jerry Dirk through Cornerstone, she's the one that I sent the application to for Andrew Prophet, the most recent maintenance man. And she responded today with an email saying that she would like to have a phone conversation, and she gave me 2 times that she could call: Tuesday, tomorrow, the 22nd, anytime after 1, or Thursday, the 24th, anytime after 1. If any of you are interested in listening or talking to her on that conversation, maybe we can even do a Zoom. I can get a hold of her and share this information with you so you can also hear what she's got to say. So it's 2 agents that are, I guess, now interested that we didn't, Jerry, like I said, Jerry was sick and he did pass away. So right now, I do have, Samantha has filled out, or I asked her to fill out online her information for the insurance. So I haven't heard back from Sarah on that, but things are in the works. I think that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Margaret.
You're welcome.
Audrey, you had nothing?
Not at this time.
All right, thank you, Audrey. All right, go to myself here for a minute. So one of the first things I wanted to bring up, because the Planning Commission's been working on addresses, and if any of you have not looked at that map in the back yet, they do have gross renumbered and ready to move forward, but I have looked all through our zoning codes and I have not found one thing that's like it, that what they have in Cincinnati, where it gives us the right to go ahead and take our picture of our map basically with the new numbers and send it downtown to get those updated and redone. So I just wanted to let you know where we are with that, and I would like to move forward if that's...
Would you like an ordinance?
Well, yeah, I would like for Bob to check that out, because I know Cincinnati's got one and I had one. I thought I'd send it to you. I may not have, I'm sorry.
I'll look.
But I did go through our zoning, and I did also go through the Ohio Basic Code, and I didn't find anything that specifically addresses for our own community. Usually it's put in our zoning codes, so it's probably something we're gonna have to add to that book.
Is this for the whole street or a street?
For the whole street.
I mean, for the whole village.
Oh, yeah, this would be for the whole village, because basically we need to put it into action that we decide the addresses. People obviously, they own their houses, but we dictate the addresses due to, well, for instance, FedEx, UPS, 911, your first responders. We have to have those in order so that they're able to find these addresses quickly. Times have changed, we don't dispatch from here anymore, so it's not everybody knows everybody kind of thing.
Mayor, I may have missed it, but is your study and the Planning Commission study completed?
They did complete the one with Gross Lane, and we can move forward with that one.
Oh, okay, but
Like
you
get
haven't,
street by street done and get
Mhm.
them corrected, because if you have, you know, like the fire department, Miami Township,
Sure.
Hamilton County told us that if the driveway comes off that road, that should be their address.
Mhm.
And they want that one changed first, so that's where we basically started.
That's what I was asking you, if it was Gross Lane. I didn't.
Yes.
I don't want to- Is
Yeah.
there not just one house on Gross Lane?
Well, there was, now there would be 5,
Also, you took
Because if
them
it's
off.
based off the driveway,
based off the driveways, the
Still
entry
on
to the
Quarry
properties.
Drive, aren't you?
I'm not gonna live on Main Street anymore.
No, you're gonna be on Quarry.
We'll be on Quarry, based on that.
So if you
1 and
wanted
2,
to-
that ought to be
One and
pretty
two.
interesting.
Well, one quarry got knocked down, so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I did
There
that.
was a one quarry, yeah.
There was,
And so, yeah.
where Don drove the backhoe through, if it were still there.
Yeah, there's that.
So I'm going to get a motion for an ordinance.
Yeah, so if you guys don't mind, we do need a motion to have Bob set up. I don't know if it would be an ordinance or something that goes in our zoning code, Bob. How would you prefer we move forward with that? Because it seems like it'd be the ordinance after we have the code set in place.
I believe I'm gonna have to contact the auditor's office and then,
Come back with that.
prepare the ordinance consistent with what the auditor requests.
At one time, the county bring in a KGIS map with what all those addresses should be per each lot.
Well, not what
I thought
should
they
be,
did.
but it has the address that's there now. Like, I mean, you have
Oh,
Second
okay, I
Street
thought
goes
it was,
from
I thought it
2
was the
Second
way it should
Street
be.
up to in the hundreds. And then there's 2 houses right across from each other with the same exact
124 or
address.
something like that.
And then you get down the third alley, it's 70.
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
right.
Anyway, so we're trying to get that fixed. In order to get that fixed, we need to have something on our books that allows us to just do that rather than coming back with an ordinance each and every time we do a correction. Or give somebody address, say, for instance, behind Jeff, somebody bought his property back there, you know, there's no address. He needs an address. So we need something in place where we can do that, even with new development, new houses being built, and so forth.
So what does our motion need to be?
Probably we don't need one just yet, maybe. I'm thinking let Bob get into it and bring something back to us, or I'll email, or he'll email me, let me know what the steps are.
Okay.
And then email you guys the steps on what we need to do to move forward on that. So, I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
And then, also had a resident contact me about the bridge, which obviously it needs repainted. And also they wanted to know what council's thoughts are if we have someone to paint an American flag mural on that bridge. It's the one over at Dining Lane as soon as you come in, an American flag on that bridge, and see what your thoughts are on that.
Are you talking about a stylized flag or just an actual
A painting.
5x7? Oh, okay,
A
yeah.
painting, a mural across that bridge of an American flag.
it'll have to be whatever fits
Yeah,
there.
whatever's
The
gonna
flag
fit.
code says, the standard flag code.
Yeah.
It's either that or we can put a flag on each end and say, welcome to Addison until they close dining.
Well, that's what I mean. I just want to know what everybody's thoughts on it were. I mean, if, you know, we can have someone that does the artwork, draw it up first, obviously. Bring it back to you guys and have you guys look at maybe a different couple versions of what that might look like. You know, just have him do a couple different things.
Mayor, what
Then you
would,
guys decide what you want to do.
regardless, like you've been saying, it's gonna have to be get painted.
I'm
cleaned
gonna,
up.
yeah, that's gonna happen
What-
anyway, at least white.
What cost, do you know what cost that would be? I mean, while we're talking about it, we could approve that if you knew.
Well, I wouldn't mind just going ahead and getting us a 5-gallon bucket of white, because then there's some other sections across the street in concrete that's flaking paint. So
That should be
you're
more
looking
than
at
enough.
anywhere from $100 to $150 for a 5-gallon bucket of paint.
So would 200 cover what you need to do to clean that up?
As far as just that.
Because you also have you have those metal bars on top that gotta be, like, they used to look so nice and then it's just kind of been weathered.
Do those need to be repainted too?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean scrape those bars
Scrape,
down?
Yeah, I mean,
Sprayed down.
let's clean that before they come in and try to paint a pretty mural. Let's get that cleaned up.
Yep, I agree. I don't know what it'll cost to get the different colors and paints, but if you want to just put $300 toward the bridge project, and
So motion?
Seconded.
motion by Steve, second by, any discussion on that one? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Mayor, as an afterthought, could we make that a contest and have the kids in the village of Addyston or adults, whoever, submit?
That's up to you guys if you want to do it that way.
Submit some renderings of what they would put on.
Because I do need to put out another mailer anyway, and maybe we can get some information together, because I'd like to let everybody know where we are in certain roads and projects and things. And plus, you need people for the swings and everything else. So
Right,
I'd like to get one out this week, so on that note, council, I'd like to also have permission to put out a mailer. And any kind of information you want to get out there.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Dan, second by Lisa to put out a mailer. Any discussion?
Can we include in that, I know Don, who's not here, but was originally going to explain to the villagers why we have 5 police cruisers sitting around.
Yeah, we did send it out once, but sometimes people don't read it, but we can put it on
It
there.
might be nice just to say, so the last of the donated cars has arrived, just so people know,
Got it.
like, why we have 5 cruisers laying around the village.
Yeah, all right.
Because we're trading them in for an MRAD.
Oh. Ready for, I didn't call the vote on that yet.
Discussion?
All right, so as far as the $300 for the bridge project, is that where we're at?
No.
We were motioning
we're
already.
now.
We're on the flyer now.
Yeah.
Gosh, you guys, quit getting me offline here. All right, so any discussions about the flyer? Any other discussions? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Mayor, I would like to make sure that council is in agreement, or whether they just want to hire somebody to do that, when I spoke about the having contest type thing for the bridge.
Oh, swinging back to that.
If not, we can just go straight. I just want to throw that out there. And to get an affirmative or consensus, to go that way, or just have somebody do it.
The person that brought it up to you, were
They had someone in mind that they just haven't come back with me and let me know. It's apparently a guy that had done it many, many years ago already. We used to have one on there like many years ago.
Okay.
So, and I told him to get back with me because obviously I need some drawings to be able to bring that back. And it would be up to you, council, entirely if you want to make that a contest. Like I said, I can put that out in the mailer, but I'll probably just email that to everybody since we're not having a meeting until way later, so everybody can see it before it goes out, whatever. And if anybody wants to add anything, change anything, if you guys want a new contest or you don't want a new contest, what do you want?
Yeah. I withdraw even my mention. Let's just move ahead, get somebody to do it. Although I think it would be a good thing for our kids.
Well, and maybe
be
it's
involved.
something, it's eventually gonna fade and need to be redone, so maybe once it's established, we can, every couple of years,
At
we'd
least
like to do
spruce
the
it
new
up.
mural. When it's time to spruce it up, they can do the new mural.
Yeah, every 5-6 years, whatever. I almost said, Mr. Fry, that's not my.
Well, I do have a suggestion. I remember years upon years ago, I think it was 76, we painted the fire hydrants. So that might be an idea to put that out as a contest, where you have the kids, take a fire hydrant and.
And decorate it?
Yeah, those are,
Easter eggs and stuff?
yeah. Well, no, each
Yeah, I get
kid,
it.
from the schools and all that, so, because I know eventually those are gonna need to be painted and fixed up too.
Yeah.
So that might be where Dan's suggestion could come in, and we could have, get the kids involved, doing the fire hydrants in the village. Just throwing it out there.
We
No,
might
that's
want
fine.
to check with the fire department before we get down the road
Yeah,
on
I'm
that.
sure you could hook that up and be like,
I think as long as they're
I don't know
visible,
where
they're
the fire
not
plug is, but
real,
there's
you
this
know.
minion right here.
right. Okay, so moving on, so I didn't send an email out about the last flood that we had, so I'm not sure if all of you are aware of the flood behind, up off of Quarry Road behind Steve Dalton's house, where I didn't even realize there was one of those basins and walls up there. But there it was, reared its ugly head Saturday, so Saturday we were up there cleaning and destroying a councilperson's yard in the process. But,
But at least we didn't destroy the Dixon's house, so it's all good.
There you go.
Well, like it was flooding Main Street.
oh,
Like,
it was bad, yeah.
there
All
was,
coming up from off the hill?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I did contact Bob and I'm talking with him about that as well and the other people that's involved. So I'm still moving forward with that and getting my ducks in a row.
Good.
I got a video of it if you need it.
Oh, what it
I
came down
got
over
video
Main Street?
and, oh, you mean the last, from the golf course time?
Yeah, I do
No,
too.
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
from the golf course time and this past time, I got it when it was really coming down early in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah, I did get that video. I get those sometimes in a text of, good morning. Happy Monday.
This is your way.
Happy Monday.
You were sleeping.
No. All right, so I believe that's all I have at the moment. We'll move on to Bob. Bob, you have some ordinances.
I have two resolutions, one's for the sewer and the other's for the water. These were reviewed by the county auditor and they wanted changes, so we made the changes that they wanted.
So which one are we gonna start with, Bob?
The sewer one,
I'd like to make a motion that we declare an emergency, read the ordinance by title only 3 times, suspend the rules in some correct order.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, I got the cheat sheet now, I cannot screw
Nothing's
this up.
better than I see.
And I'll second it.
4 years.
Motion by Steve and second by Pam. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Yay. Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
first reading a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addyston, Hamilton County, Ohio. Second reading a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addyston, Hamilton County, Ohio. Third reading, a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addiston, Hamilton County, Ohio.
Make a motion that we accept the resolution as read.
Second.
Motion by Lisa, second by Dan Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This will be number 13.
Then the next resolution is a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio.
I make a motion, we suspend the rules, read the resolution by title only 3 times, and declare an emergency.
Second.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Steve Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading, a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio. Second reading, a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addyston, Hamilton County, Ohio. Third reading, a resolution declaring the necessity to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addyston, Hamilton County, state of Ohio.
I'll make a motion to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Steve Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
That would be number 14.
And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Bob. All right, with council's permission, we got some people in the audience I would like to address before we go to committees, if that's okay. Over there, Liz. Who wants to go first?
Let her go first.
I'll go. Okay, so I'm here for actually more than one reason. But
And it's, if you don't mind, state your name just for record purposes.
Shy Coats.
Thank you.
The first one, I don't know where this started or where it's
Would
gone.
you mind standing at the podium?
Okay.
That way he gets better view. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep things as professional as
Okay,
possible.
that's fine. So anyway, rumor around town, we paid Darnell Pate's attorney fees. I'm gonna clear that up right now. That is not true. I don't have a dime in it. So if you hear that or anybody repeats that, please, we're
That's
not
good to know.
involved. Okay? So, that one's done. Sunday liquor sales, that will go back on the ballot as soon as the court ordeal is over with. The D6 was removed from the liquor license the minute it was moved from 251 Main Street. So in 2017 or whatever, the minute it was removed from 251 Main Street, the D6 was taken away from that liquor license because it was voted in on that address. It was stated and the court ordered that the D6 be returned with the liquor license, that it be restored to its original capacity. However, the liquor board is saying, no, I gotta go through that whole process, putting it on the ballot and all that stuff again. So, so that's gonna be coming up as well. I just hope for some fairness. I'm sure I'm gonna get some resistance on it, but it's gonna be back out there, just so everybody knows.
Is that
Property,
something that goes on a ballot? Is that what you're
That-
meaning?
the D6 does.
That goes on the ballot, like for citizens to vote on?
Mhm,
Oh,
yes. And that's why they won't give it back, because it was originally voted on for that address.
Right.
And when it was removed, it was gone. And they will not give it back no matter what the court says.
Would you mind clarifying what a D6 is?
That is our Sunday liquor sales. So we found out through the liquor board that they will not be giving that back, even though it was originally voted in and granted on that address. So, yeah, I mean, we've had liquor control called on us and everything else, so it'll be back. You'll see it on the ballot when it comes through.
So what does that mean, though? I mean, you're not allowed to sell any liquor on Sunday, no beer?
Nope, beer is fine, seltzers are fine, any kind of beer is okay. No wine, no liquor, carry out only.
Carry out?
Carry out.
But you can carry it out.
You can carry it out, you can go
That's
drink it
weird.
in your car or wherever, but you can't drink it on premise.
Wow.
That's,
Okay,
So that's
That's
what we're
Ohio.
dealing with right now.
okay.
that's
All right.
The third thing,
Yeah.
so I was looking at my notes, it's been a year I've been coming to these meetings. The property next door, what's the timeline for all that to be cleaned up? It's affecting my business. People don't want to come in there because they see it and they assume that we own it. I'm closing on that building in the next month. this is my full-time job now. I have left healthcare. It needs to be remedied somehow. So my question is, what's the
Did they ever get back
timeline?
with you with the leftover, what's left? Because I know you emailed him.
No, I emailed them because I told them they should charge them. They should file
So
a
our next
complaint.
step is we just charge you with this.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, because they done, well, the planning commission, they had their hearing. Their hearing was final. So next step is just, does Dick do that?
Yes.
Okay, that's, okay. Because I wasn't sure, I wanted to clarify so I didn't have an officer go do something like that. Be stepping out of line here. All right.
So that was it, basically. Just to follow up on the property next door.
You got it halfway there anyway.
I mean, I appreciate the progress, I really do. I'm just glad those propane tanks are gone.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
But that's all I had, so thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
John.
for being here. Anyone else from the audience?
Yeah, I'll go. You're making me get up and walk.
Yep. That's what the podium's for.
You ought to know protocol.
Yeah, you should know you were on council.
I'm Jason Fry, Water Board President. I come in front of you guys because I'm looked at the county website and I know you got COVID money that's coming in. And I'm hearing stories about an office being built out there. Just want to let you know, we got to look into getting the land back from Ineos where our wells are and our pumps. The EPA is coming after us. It's got nothing to do with the plant or our water. They're upset that we don't own the land. So what we need to take some of that money, do some studies about either seeing about trying to get that land back, the portions of it, or moving our wells. Otherwise, if we don't,
Where are our wells?
cross the railroad tracks over at the chemical plant.
You have to go through their gate, you have to go through their security, through the area, back across the
Railroad tracks.
then down the side of the railroad tracks, next to the river.
Have we approached Ineos about transferring the property where the well is and then getting like an easement to pipe it
That's
over
something I
here?
was actually working on.
Yeah, I spoke with the mayor about that. We're working on that.
Okay.
I'm coming in front of you guys because I know you're talking about building offices down there. I really don't think you need to have our water board clerk down there. There's not enough people that come in for that. I would just keep it with the, the village. But we gotta start looking at, if we show the EPA we're making progress, we're working towards something, they'll slack off on us. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with the chemical plants. It's strictly that we don't own the land. And, because we talked about using some of
Did you
that,
get from Cleves the full scale? Because I know they built a new facility and that's what I was
He's-
wanting to know is like, how much space do we need?
he's gonna give me that information. The wells, you have to have 300 feet around each well. So that would be, I guess, 600 feet, and they have to be fenced in and barbed wired. So even if we have to move the wells, we gotta find enough land to be able to put them. He said the aquifer is pretty much all the way underneath us. Anywhere we move the wells, we're gonna hit water.
Except on the school grounds.
He said it's under the school grounds too.
Now, they have drilled there several times to try to get water to move the wells in the past. They've never been able to hit water there, according to Mr. Racis
And I
previous source.
found, it's funny you're talking about that, I found a handwritten thing from Racis and last week when I was looking for other things.
About the well?
About how the wells and the aquafilter, how it came about over there. It's like 7 pages and it's handwritten.
Because the other thing is we want to put a filter on for the manganese, but in order to do the filter, we have to have a retention pond for the overflow. So it's something that we have to really start looking into. Because I know, like I said, I read on the county website about the COVID money coming in, and some of that COVID money can be used towards water. So we can use it towards redoing the lines, some of the older lines we have in the village, like up on Second and Second Street. By doing that, then we can also that would be a way for us to get Second and Second Street repaved, because you have to tear it up to put the water lines in, get with Duke Energy about putting the gas lines in, MSD with the sewer lines, kind of kill 4 birds with 1 stone if we could.
Mr. Fry, Jason, it's okay.
Whichever.
How much research have you done as to where there's even a place to put?
I just
that you
started.
need that much?
Yeah, I just started.
Okay.
I just found out.
Okay.
So we're just getting started on doing our research to where and what we can do. There's a couple spots over there. I was talking with the mayor about there's a lot that they don't use, that maybe we can move the wells to that. Then we don't have to go over the tracks anymore. It's up close to River Road. So that's what I gotta find out. We still got some this is just preliminary. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of what we're facing in the next couple of years. It's not dire. They're not gonna come in tomorrow. But we have to show the EPA, hey, look, this is what we're doing to try to rectify the situation. If we do that, then they'll give us more time.
But we haven't got that report back from Wayne yet either.
No.
So,
Because
and he
there's-
is still working on that, so everything's going to start. Everything's still in the works.
Yeah, because we have to separate the chemicals out, they can't be over, the extra chemicals, those have to be separated. Because we originally started talking about this, about doing a new pump house. That's when we found out about we have to own the land before we could do anything like that. So, I'm not good at math, but
Can I make some comments on this?
yeah.
If Lisa will look, and if Lisa can't find it, I'm pretty sure I can find a notebook that from when Bernard Thomas and Dal Thomas and the other ones were on the board, and Mark Klusner was the village engineer. There was a summary put together, or sort of a schedule on relocating the retention pond, and also on I'm trying to think here. There was like a half dozen things that were on there and what the priority was, and it was pretty much broken down because it was the Ohio Water Rural Association that was looking into it, was the Ohio Water, something to do with water grants. There was a whole notebook put together, and it was like seven years of doing different projects. And I'm pretty sure that I still have one upstairs.
That'd be
I
nice.
know that
Yeah.
the previous water clerk didn't do a lot with the stuff. She bagged it or boxed it up, and I've pulled it out, and I've even had the files that were down there located upstairs, because that's the history of projects and things that were hoped to be done. But I'm pretty sure that that notebook contains a lot of things that Mark Klusner was our former engineer, who Sean Riggs is now with the same company.
I can email him and see if
There
he's
ought to
got
be
stuff.
able to pull stuff from old files, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, Dan, do you remember when Bernard and them was on there and they talked, because they even talked
I
at one
remember
time
that,
about
yeah.
bringing the retention pond like over in this area. There was talk about, trying to relocate like the main pump house and stuff like that, but it all contingent on different grants that were out there. Because at one time, I know Wayne Cannon did a study, because I pulled the numbers back then, and that might have been 2013 that they did, but Jason, there is information
Yeah, I remember
available
us
that will
discussing it.
help it.
Sean,
Yeah, and Wayne's doing it again because they're required to. Like,
Yes,
they wouldn't
right.
even be able to use the one Wayne.
No, but I'm
thinks
just
they
saying,
did.
I know that how
We could
they
use it as a
work with
basis.
it.
Yeah.
But here's what else I'm wondering too, if we could get by with maybe one well, maybe with the technology that's out there now, we can make it bigger or something,
But that's what we have to look into.
Right, that's what I'm saying, if we can get by with, maybe if we can get by with one well that's a little bit bigger, pumps a little bit more water, then that might make it a little bit easier on getting the land or moving it. That's also something.
And you
we need
also want to consider development when you do this.
Right, correct. Because I know we talked about putting a pump up on Church Street at one time when they were looking at the development up there. Remember that?
They talked about Oak Street.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
redoing a storage tank in that at Oak Street.
So we need to consider like all them, like say if they take Second and, all them new houses, which, our infrastructure's crumbling, but there you are, we've got to consider that.
Right.
moving forward with.
That's why, I mean, I like the idea of moving the office out into the hallway, but I'd like to see we should direct some of that money towards studying the water system as well, on seeing what lines. I mean, I'm still trying to get information. I don't know what the oldest line is, when the last lines were changed. The last ones I remember being changed were up on Second Hand on the other end.
Second Street, Church
Yeah, it's
Street
in
have all
the system, you
been
can actually click on the
renewed.
water line.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Hey Jason, when you get a
About that.
chance, then get with Lisa up there and ask her to show you the GIST system, because actually they did label like
Okay,
the
did
years
they?
of all them pipes. It also has like markings for when repairs were done.
Okay.
And changes, you know, but that's something that I had asked her, since we had all them breaks last year, to enter those into our GIS system so we can keep up with the information of breaks, what's been replaced, what was put there, and when it was done.
Yeah. The
So
other
if you don't
thing-
mind getting with her, yeah, she was supposed to be able to put all those markings in. I think she might have, but she did get with Sean and, you know, gonna work with that.
What time do we have in terms of that COVID money being available, since they're all, suddenly COVID has disappeared or is in the process of?
There is a lot of money still available
Yes.
for COVID.
Yeah, but I mean, is there a
different
debt?
Yeah.
Some of them are
Yeah, but you know,
Okay,
they,
that's
the
what I was
water board ought
asking.
to be able to look and see what's out there. I mean, the money that the village got basically has been used up. I mean, you don't have any that's really left over. But there's like 2 or 3, every day almost, it seems like, or at least twice a week, we get updates on this level of governments. You know, there's these type of
We
grants
spent all
out
the
there.
COVID money?
Well, that's, part of it is this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the sign too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But we're also, the mayor's helping us out on finding a new part-time maintenance guy. And I also.
yeah, I'm not making a decision though, just so you all are very well clear. All I'm doing is asking questions and sending it over to them.
Yeah, no, she's not, we're gonna make the final decision, but because I work, so it'd be too hard for me to be down here to interview them. And I also have, we're looking at getting a new truck, new used truck anyway. I don't wanna spend the money on tires for a truck that's falling apart. So I have, the chief is helping me out doing some research on a new water vehicle. We're looking at one of the ones that like you see with the plumbers, that got the stuff on the back. Because whoever we do hire, we have a preventative maintenance plan set up to where we're gonna have whoever the new maintenance person is doing preventative maintenance so we don't fall behind on stuff. So each day, every week, they're gonna be walking through the village, checking the meters, repairing them as necessary, and trying to stay ahead of it so we're not getting calls out at 2 o'clock in the morning, or, 2 in the afternoon. And we also are looking at the new meters, which are digital, but we haven't discussed that yet. It's a lot of money, and we gotta see how things are gonna go first. But I just wanted to bring some information to you guys. Just give you a heads up, like I said, to try to stay off the EPA as much as we can, get some help from you guys on some of the stuff. And I'll get with Lisa and get that information from her.
Yeah, because Lisa, yeah, you're talking about water, Lisa.
Yeah.
Well, and I was
Yeah.
gonna say, speaking of Lisa's, I am the head of the Water, Sewer, and Stormwater Committee,
There you go.
along with
Get with
Steve
that,
Dalton and
Lisa.
Dan Pillow. So, anything you want us to do,
Have me with the committee, yeah.
yeah,
Get them rolling with it.
Yeah, whatever help we can get would be appreciated, because, as you can see with the stormwater too, we gotta look at the storm drains from the MSD with what happened in the last couple of weeks with Second Street and then Main Street, and heaven forbid we get another heavy rain, the whole village might wash
Believe
away.
me,
and-
now when it rains, I just sit at home staring out the window, please God.
Yeah, now when it rains,
I don't want to hear my phone ring.
I get ahead of you, I get in my car and I drive around and see what I can find.
if you wanna send me an email, Jason, and tell me what you want us to
try to do or work on for you. I'll get our committee together and we'll do what we can.
Yeah, let me give it to Audrey.
Yeah, I think that would be the best
Okay.
avenue.
And see, like I said, this is just preliminary, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up,
Okay.
just so it doesn't blindside you. And, I like the idea of moving the office, but I think I'd prefer to keep the water clerk separate upstairs if we could, and just keep it the village clerk there. That would be my suggestion.
That was not pushed by me before anyone wants to sit there and argue with me. That is not something that I said.
Well,
I think any money we were gonna use on that is probably already gone for other projects anyway, and it wasn't about having the two of them together. It was about making accessible for people who come into the village. When you walk into other municipal buildings, you see windows as soon as you
Correct.
walk in the door to make things accessible instead of people having to traipse through the building. And that was the whole idea we had there, was that we wanted to make it accessible for anyone who needed to come in and pay a bill or pay a ticket or whatever they need, instead of having them
Then
traipsing
that
all
would
through the
require
building.
that I move downstairs.
Yeah.
The code enforcement moves downstairs,
Yeah.
and so does Margaret.
Well, let's,
Because who comes in to do FOIAs, they come in to see her. If they want to come in to see Mear, they go upstairs. If they want to come in with their plans to see the building inspector, they go to him. So if we want to make everything accessible, we're all moving downstairs.
don't think there's enough room for everybody.
Hey, if we knock this down and build a big circular building with windows, and you can just stay outside and walk to each window for who you want to see, I guess.
yeah.
Anyway.
Any other questions for me?
Well, thanks
By
for
the way, I
bringing
got a
that up.
backup plan here, so, got the other water board member here to back me up. He's my bodyguard for when I try to leave out of here.
He has to sleep with me though, Jason.
Poor man.
There's no way to reply to that, none whatsoever.
In the same bed. In the same
I had
bed.
nothing to do with
Well,
that.
did you have anything you wanted to
I just need eye
address?
bleach.
Staying quiet too.
I guess we'll do this at this time because we haven't met her yet. We'll go ahead and go to the maintenance department. Sam Heis, if you don't mind. We'll just get the department stuff in.
I'm supposed to talk now?
Yep.
Yeah.
My name's Sam Heis, I'm in
Wrong meeting, huh?
I'm Sam Heis, I'm new to Addyston. I like it here, hope I can do a good job here. You never help, I just don't need. But while we're talking about what y'all need, I need help. I need help. There's no way two people can take care of these grounds, it's crazy.
Anybody have any questions for her or anything like that?
I mean, there's not only just the grounds, we have water problems already, we got sinkholes. It's just
You came in at a
floods. It's like
wonderful
one thing
time,
after
right?
another here. I'm not gonna lie, my third day, I'm out here, bye, peace, see ya.
Yeah, you definitely came in at an interesting time.
Well, Sam and I talked this morning because the building, it really looks nice. And she and I were talking and I told her that, like when it comes to the cleaning products and that, if she has, like a vendor that she's, familiar with, that, where we can get
Oh, that
stuff.
would be nice, yeah.
Like it's wiser to buy stuff in bulk than it is to run out and just buy a box of something. The type of thing she's probably used to from her former job.
Right.
Because I know at one time we used to do things like that. We had sales rep with like State Chemical and I
Right.
can't think of all their names, but I know they used to come in and the guys would order, they had contacts to where they could get like floor wax and, things like that. And I'm sure you're familiar with it, those type of things from your
Absolutely.
previous positions that, and she's been working pretty good with coming and if she you know, like getting purchase orders to make purchase, you know, like things like that. So,
And that's what we're trying to get to where those things are off your plate.
you know, so,
Well,
You
yeah,
know, when it comes to
I mean,
ordering our supplies and things like that.
yeah.
Get everything
Absolutely.
back in order to where you
Yeah.
know what's here, you know when we need it, you just do.
That's what I
you
like
gotta
to do, that's not,
Yeah.
like even when I'm running around here, I'm like trying to find some talent cheeses. Where's mom? Where's mom?
Yeah, she's still getting used to the whole thing. And unfortunately, she comes in a time of disaster after disaster.
Well, the fact that she hasn't run screaming yet.
Oh, I did, but I came back. She's right my life.
I was not going to say anything about that at all.
No, I'm really on the start about that.
Sam,
Did you have a question for
Dan
Sam?
Phillip, welcome
Thank
to
you.
Addyston.
Thank you.
And your success is our success, and we all want to see you successful. We know this might be a little different than
Yeah.
where you've been before, but I don't think there's anybody around this table who won't, and especially me. I've been around a long time. I was born in Addyston, so I know where most of the streets are now.
Okay, I'm just figuring it out. I did my own first flooding.
I am more than happy to be a resource, you know, to the mayor, not your boss, just a resource. If you have questions, and run it by the mayor, and I'm just happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Somebody there.
That makes me feel welcome, thank you.
Did anybody from the audience, I've seen some hands risen.
Yeah, I informed her about the haunted house, she didn't know about that. So,
I
aren't you done
Started
talking?
on that already.
I did mention it to her, but it was more in a past.
It'll be a while.
I said
Yeah, no, I don't.
Halloween is one of my big things,
Plus,
but she'll be
okay.
just fine.
Yeah.
when we get our water guy, he'll be able to help out with the village too. That's part of the agreement.
Well, that's good. I would like to see you really gotta do that. I wouldn't be so stressed today, but whatever.
At least you won't need to buy a new chest.
Did you have your hand up in the back, cameraman? Oh, I thought you-
holding the camera.
Well, I just wanted to make sure I didn't pass you up. All right.
No, Roy, I mean, I love you. I have big plans for here. I mean, I just know Clerk feels everything to me. I mean, like, I probably waste way too much time on a flower out there, but I couldn't stop. It's like the end of me until I got done.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Well, you're very welcome.
We're definitely running behind on that.
Yeah, but then I went up
Trying to
the
keep people
sidewalks
here to
now.
actually work to get that done has been a challenge.
No, really, there's a nice team down here, Mom. Like Lisa and Don. I don't know what I would do without either one of them. When everything happens, there's those two. Nobody called me Saturday.
I didn't want to scare you further, I guess, yet.
Wait till Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a guy named Greg who's our casual worker.
You'll definitely
He
get,
works like I've never seen anybody work.
he's a definitely good worker, yeah.
And I'd really like to see him become full-time. Because we need him full-time. That's not one of mine, that's a need of ours. So I'd really like you guys to consider that.
All right. Any other questions for Sam? All right.
Raise your hand.
Thank you, Sam. Jason, you were already up.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, you sure?
Oh, yeah. I could go on.
Oh, no, you're good.
Go ahead and just go to the chief.
Some numbers from last month. 52 total citations were issued, 50 for traffic, 1 parking, 1 criminal. We had, I believe, 2 crashes. Radio runs are generally down, so that's saving some money on dispatch. Getting a lot of public service calls, and we're getting those straightened out. I don't know if everybody should have noticed by now. If you haven't, we have received the final car from Springboro. The 3rd and final car that was donated to us from the city of Springboro. It is going to need, as I mentioned in the last meeting, it's going to need some things to get it up on the road and get it going. The total amount for that car to get it going, and I may be able to get this lower by a couple $100. I just didn't have a lot of time to try to find some cheaper parts. It does need brakes. It's going to need an oil change, the graphics, the MDC mount. The price on that is set at $600. I've tried to find that cheaper, I can't. And we're at RCIC's mercy because the cheaper ones I could buy, RCIC will not approve. There's a certain amount that they require us to have, regardless of the price. And then the install of the MDC, we're around $1,963 total to get that car on the road.
How much, I'm sorry, Don?
$1,963. That includes labor and install and everything else on there. And like I said, I may be able to get that a couple $100 cheaper. I just got to do some more research for brake parts. I don't want to put garbage brakes on it as a police car. I want to make sure it stops when it needs to. Miss Ann, after the meeting that I had with you, and can't remember his name. I have not had any feedback on the donation request that I informed you I would send out to do reflectors for the bikes. I'm not sure if I had a better number on how many bikes we would have, I'd be able to get a better feel. I've had no luck on helmets either. I've been pretty much getting the same response that Councilman Pillow got, that we're past the deadline to ask for those things. They should have been asked for back in the early spring, which we didn't know. But roughly on Amazon, if I can get it in here in time, we're at about $357 to purchase those items, to have them there. And that's estimating 20 to 25 bikes. I'm not sure if we'll even have that many here.
Is there a day for this? A date been set for this?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Coming around to committees for that, so.
I do have a call into the sheriff's office to request, they have I believe they got a rollout, like city street, that they can roll out wherever we have this at for the bikes to ride in. And I'm gonna also check with Highway Patrol. I'm still waiting on a call back from their district headquarters. I may be able to get some helmets from them, hopefully, if they have any left, because they do a bicycle program up in Franklin County. The final training date for the new software system, for the reporting software system, I'm waiting on a call back from our sales rep. He is on a 2-week hiatus. He went to Hawaii, so when he gets back, he's supposed to call me and get the final training date set up, and we'll be up and rolling on that.
Is that on the Sundance?
Yes, on Sundance. I'm just waiting on him to get back from vacation. He was in training for 2 weeks and left for vacation for 2 weeks, so for the past month, I've had nobody to call and do the training. They do it all over the phone.
Was you able to finish getting those ordinances in there?
I've still got a few of those left to put in. That's very tedious, going through and checking. The one thing that I didn't know about
Well, if
with
you
the
need
software.
help again.
I'll let you know. The other thing, and I believe I may have them giving us a reduced rate on it that I thought came with the Sundance. It does have it where we can enter property, but I did not purchase the extra where it will print tags for our property room. That was an extra $400, which is just too high for me to spend. I'm waiting on a call back from Evidence One, or I think that's the name of the program that we've always used for the past 8 or 9 years. I'm trying to get that at a discounted rate since we've been a customer with them so long. It's normally $100 a year. I'm trying to get them to cut that in half for us. I should have an answer back from them this week. I emailed them twice and they were working on it. But that's all I have from the police department side of it. We did have a lot of flooding, as everybody's aware of, this past weekend. Out by Steve's house, we had major flooding out by my place. I'm not sure if it's all coming from top of the hill or what, but like I told the mayor, I've been here 17 years and I've only seen it do this one other time, and this seems like it's going to be every time we have heavy rain, we're getting heavy flooding. But we kept everything under control. We didn't have to close any roadways. We cleared the debris that we had to keep it open so that we wouldn't have to have the entire maintenance department come out and clean roadways up.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Thanks.
Chief, I have a question, and I missed this at some point. I tried to call the police one day, and I got county.
Yeah.
We can't call you guys directly anymore.
I'm getting you guys, went to email it this week and I didn't get it, you guys are gonna get the list of the officers' phone numbers. That way you can look at the schedule, see who's working and call them. If they call in here, it goes to dispatch, so dispatch can get us out to it.
Okay, so, yeah, it was something that wasn't, you know, it wasn't real important, but there was a guy driving down over to our property with a truckload of stuff, and I'm looking from my house. It's not like I could run and catch him.
When I,
You know?
when I walk out of council chambers tonight, I'll scan that in and get it to everybody. It'll be in your emails tonight when you get home, or actually in your emails by the time you leave council tonight. You'll have the list of every officer here. You'll have their phone number, all their email addresses. I'll ask is that if somebody asks you for it from other than you as council, please do not give out their personal cell phone numbers.
Oh, absolutely. Is there a reason? I'm sure there's a legal reason why we stopped doing that.
I thought we have a village cell phone for the officers.
Well, yeah, that's what
calls
I'm
with, but
trying to get
when
to.
calls are coming in, they go to the comm center because of the reasoning with the, if somebody, we told them not to 1,000,000 times, not to call us with active domestics or crimes in progress. So when it goes to the dispatch center, everything is recorded.
Basically, you say have the officer on call, have the officer and do you give me a call, leave them your number, and they call back within minutes.
The reasoning with that was if somebody calls in a domestic to us and we show up and we go into a house and God forbid it would ever happen, if a guy was to come at us with a knife or come in the house as we hear an active domestic and we have to take force against that. The problem with not having that call recorded is the fact that the other person goes, they just stormed through my door for no reason and did this to my family member. Everything comes at the comm center is recorded.
Mayor, that newsletter you're about to send out, that
Yeah.
cool little piece of information you just said, could we put that in there for our villagers? Just so they know, that way when they call the dispatch, they can go, hey, then just, I want to talk to the active officer on duty, and leave them your number, or however you worded it.
Yeah, it kind of caught me by surprise, and that's the reason I wanted to bring it, like,
The other thing that Councilman Dalton had brought to my attention, I had not sent out the letter yet, reference the cruisers to the village
I thought you
residents.
did send it out.
No, I was waiting until the last car came in.
Okay.
Now that it's here, I will get that done, get it rewrote. I will send it to all council members, including Solicitor Kelly. Once I get the approval from everybody that it's good to go, then I will get with Clerk Dozier and get the proper thing.
Now, what you missed in the beginning of the council meeting
Yeah.
is we were talking about letting me get a mailer out about a bunch of different things.
Okay,
That's one of them.
That's, yeah. So
okay.
you choose to have it on.
That way you don't have to write a letter, it's,
So just send it
Okay.
to me and then it's probably gonna be a decent sized mailer just to get everybody up to date on a
Yeah,
lot of
'cause
different things. And
Mine's gonna
anybody
be
from
about a full
council.
page.
That's fine.
Okay, but I will send it out
It's a
to
couple
everybody.
pages, it's a couple pages or so.
Okay, I will send it out to everybody, and it will not go anywhere until I have everybody's approval before it goes out or gets sent to the mayor, and then the mayor can send it out.
Yeah, I told him my
But
email.
I will make sure that everybody has a copy of this before it goes anywhere. If anybody wants any changes, just call me and let me know.
coming back to the cruiser. Are you okay if we give you approval on, can we wait a month? That's the next regularly scheduled council meeting to get the 5th cruiser up and running? That way the finance committee can look through the budget and,
Yeah, that's fine. Right now, we're running with the 4 cars.
okay.
Like some of this could actually be, the graphics is the biggest thing it has to have. The brakes could go the way they are. They're just, when you get on the brakes at over 50
I don't want you to
mile an
risk it,
hour.
I'm just,
Yeah.
it's one of those, are we okay not putting that car in service for a month?
It can sit till next council meeting. That's fine. I can, there's stuff I need to do to it anyways, like I need to install the radar unit and install the side armor glass in the back. That's stuff that I do to keep us from having to pay for it. Takes me 15, 20 minutes for the armor glass. Last radar unit took me about 4 hours, but I finally got it in there. But yeah, that's fine. I totally understand that. I didn't expect to get it done, in the next week or so anyways. I figured the council would need time to look at that and review it. And that also gives me some time to look at the numbers. I may be able to get these reduced some and get it at a better cost.
Okay, cool.
That's all. Anybody have anything else? Like I said, I'm gonna walk out here now and get a scan of that, and it will be in your emails here in the next few minutes. That way everybody has a number. Bob, I'll include you on it as well. That way you have it. Did anybody get the July schedule yet?
No.
Nope. Okay, that'll be with it too. All right, I gotta remind him to start sending that.
Do we need to spank the sergeant and make him
I will.
get those?
He's just not got into that habit yet.
Yeah.
He's been doing it
Things you don't
long
want
enough. He
recorded
hasn't
in a
gotten
council
into the
meeting.
habit.
Happy Tuesday.
My absolute last thing is, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody know now, we are gonna be losing Officer Nick Jackson. He will be with us probably till mid-July. He has been given a full-time job offer at the city of North College Hill. They're gonna pay him $27 or $28 an hour with full benefits. I can't blame
Wonderful.
the man for taking the job.
Yeah.
Can't blame
Great for him.
Blame
That's
him.
awesome.
I hate
Two
to
children,
lose the
wonderful.
quality officer that he is, but I also understand that, he can't pass up that kind of.
Oh, I
he's got-
definitely like Nick Jackson.
Yeah, he is gonna be one that we are definitely gonna miss. We do have two very good potential candidates, one to take his position, one to take the other position once that is done and over with and settled. And they are both high-quality candidates. One worked here before, Dan, I think you're familiar with him, Dennis Palmer, worked here before. He was with Xavier PD, and we also have another gentleman, I don't recall his name, but he came highly recommended from Lieutenant DePoli from the Sheriff's Office. I have known Lieutenant DePoli since he started as a Sheriff's Deputy with the SO, and he would not send us anybody that would be a problem for us. So
We hope.
I don't think DePoli
I
would
just
do
always
that.
like to be optimistic about it.
Lieutenant DePoli is actually one of the lieutenants that has reached out to me and stated that we have done a phenomenal job at regaining this police department and getting our image fixed in this county. We actually get calls from the sheriff's office now asking us about things, instead of us calling and asking them. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to committees at this point. Dan Pillow?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of things. It may have been an oversight on my part, or I didn't remember from the minutes prior to this, that we made no mention of the May 31st meeting that we try to have. Is that somewhere in the minutes, any minutes? Is it recorded as a meeting or what? That was a meeting that we tried to, that we established the date for to pass the ordinance.
Oh,
For
was
the-
that the one that we didn't have enough people?
For the
Yeah,
works
that's, you know what,
program.
Dan, you're probably right, that I probably didn't, I should have typed something
Yeah.
saying that we tried to, I will do that. It just went by me.
Well, I can't even, I don't even remember. We'll have to
I
look
mean,
back and
I
see.
think I've got things written on the,
Yeah,
in my
I don't
book.
remember if we had a roll call. I don't remember.
no, we didn't have a roll
See, that's what
call,
I'm
and
saying.
that's
We
why.
probably should have. It was a
Yeah.
called meeting, but we didn't. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that that shows up in the minutes somewhere.
So,
that
yeah,
we
what
try
I
to
can,
establish that
what I
meeting.
can do is for the next meeting for everybody to approve, I'll just put that we attempted to have, the meetings.
Right.
And like, like the status of how many was there or something like that we didn't have enough to hold it, something like that. Will that be okay? Is that?
I mean, it's fine with me. I just wanted to make sure I didn't.
I never even thought
Listen to
about
my own
that.
mind. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I'm very happy to announce that with a little threatening of them not being able to do any work anywhere else, West Side Paving is on schedule to start this week or next week and finish the paving job on the playground, weather permitting. So we'll get that done.
Is that the same one with Kevin, or what's his name?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that email that I just got a little while ago.
Yeah, Kevin's no longer
From-
there.
Yeah, now we got a
Right.
new
Yeah,
girl.
so we have new, but that's already set and in stone.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
county's
so we're
already-
still going to get the same thing done.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That
yeah,
was
the-
already
The county has
approved
already
before he left,
approved.
yeah.
The contract's been signed, it's just getting them
To do it.
on site to get it done.
Okay.
And with that, that'll pave the way for us to do a lot of the other things that we plan to do on the playground. Most of this will be on Ann's report as that committee and that group met. But that was the thing, and I'll just kind of jump in on Ann's report. That's all I have at this time.
All right, thank you, Dan. Lisa?
The only thing I have is that just whenever you all want the Water Sewer Committee to jump in on whatever you need done, just let me know and I'll plan a meeting and we'll get that done. And
That'd be
I'd
nice.
also like to make a motion that we make Steve Dalton the head of the tech committee and just me a member, because everything that has been thrown at me, he's done for me. So can we make him the head and just me a member of that
It's
committee?
up to you guys.
Get a new sheet.
Oh, I get a new sheet.
We could just draw little arrows and switch our
I'll do
names.
pink next
I'll
time.
second that motion if Steve's okay.
I'm willing to accept it, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Motion by Lisa, second by Dan to make Steve the head of the tech committee now. Any discussion?
It's official.
We'll just make a little arrow here, switching.
Yeah,
No
that's what
discussion,
it
we'll
means
vote.
anyways.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
No. Good work on the original.
It looked really
Next
nice,
one's gonna be,
Margaret. It was
it's gonna
very
be
pretty.
pink.
Yeah.
Everything that I've had thrown at me, he's been the one to
I
do it for me,
understand,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's all I have.
Do you have anything else, Lisa?
That's
All
it.
right, thanks, Lisa. Dan?
Okay, all I've got is some notes from the police committee meeting on the 17th of June. I would ask council to bear with me. I want to go ahead and give these. I'm going to mail them out shortly, so everybody's got a copy. But if you all will indulge me a minute, I'll read it off and explain why things are being done the way they are later. June 17th,
Did we,
Dan, excuse me, were some of those things personal to go to executive?
that's where I'm getting.
Oh,
okay, okay.
Okay.
We got it, it's covered, guys, I am.
Don't trust
I was a little,
Apparently not. Okay. June 17th, Police Committee Zoom meeting minutes. Attending, Dan Pillow, Steve Dalton, Dan Dalton. Meeting was open at 11 a.m. Topics under discussion were: 1, adoption of the modified Lexipol policy and procedures as the Village Police Department's policy and procedure manual. Number 2, a request of compensation and considerations from Interim Chief Don McWhorter regarding his potential employment as permanent police chief of the Village of Addyston. Give me just a second here to make this computer move properly. Oh, come on. When technology fails, pray you're never in an airplane. After a cursory discussion of the issues, it was determined by the committee that a full meeting of council in executive session was necessary in order to address the adoption of the Lexipol policy and procedures. After a cursory discussion of this issue, it was also determined that by the committee that a full meeting of council in executive session should be held in order to address the compensation request of Interim Chief McWhorter. Meeting was adjourned 12 p.m. June 17th. Respectfully submitted, me.
Okay. So that's all you wanted to, you did, everything is executive session on.
Right, I think both of those should be addressed in executive session by the full council. My reasoning behind that is there's just too much to be digested. And the problem is we end up playing round robin from one committee to the next. And I think if we've got everybody on board, we can kind of expedite all this.
Okay, well, once we get through committees and such without personal matters, again, second before Bob, you know, just, because that's just what it is mainly. We'll do that.
Thank you.
Is that all you have?
Good.
All right, thanks, Dan. Ann?
All right, the planning committee met on the 15th of this month, and our purpose was to update on the status of the playground. The playground swings, borders, lights, and poles have arrived and are ready to be installed. Dan just told you the blacktop is going to be done, or weather permitting, the next week and a half, week to 2 weeks, because it looks like we're going to have plenty of rain. And then the other thing was we wanted to have a community day to get people, the community out to help install the swings, mulch, lights, poles, and exercise equipment. And the dates we were looking at for that, Saturday, July 10th at 9 a.m. And our rain day would be Saturday, July 24th.
First one was the 10th, you said?
10th, and the rain date would be the 24th.
Was there a time, Ann?
9 o'clock. And then,
Do you want people to like commit ahead of time if they're gonna be there? Like, and I'm assuming, Mary, you're gonna put this in your mailer?
That's what I would do for them, yeah, definitely.
Is there a number that they should call or something that they should do if they're planning on
I would
it?
Yeah.
say get with Aaron,
Yeah,
the secretary.
absolutely. We normally do that, let Erin take all the calls
Take all
coming
the
in. She's
calls.
there
Okay.
to people who volunteer.
And then she can get that list to either Miss Ann or
Right,
Dan.
yeah.
yeah.
So we did that, and we also gave an update on the Nature Works grant, saying that we weren't able to submit the grant due to failure to get enough council members to meet for the approval of the ordinance that had to accompany the grant. So we missed out on our chance to get a new basketball court if the grant was approved. We would have had a basketball court and, what is it, pickleball,
Yeah, whatever kind of went with it.
whatever else.
Mhm.
That's gone. And then the next thing is that we are planning on having a bicycle rodeo, which Don mentioned, and that would be Saturday, July 17th at 9:30. And we'd have it at the park. And
What is a bicycle rodeo?
that's when you have they set up safety things for kids to ride through, like he was talking about, either the city, either the sheriff or the state, they have a rollout road and they have kids ride their bicycles and teach them safety. So it'd be a safety presentation for bicycle riding, teaching them hand signals and all that stuff. And then Ron and his dad will work on bikes to help.
They do like an inspection.
Yeah, they'll do an inspection, but they'll be working on bikes to do repairs if people need tires fixed or whatever. And if you notice up in Ron's yard, a lot of kids go to his house to get their bikes repaired. So,
We used to actually try to do that for the Weether, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
The sheriff
we
would
did.
come in for the rodeos and such.
Yeah, so Don is looking to see who he can get to do that part, because otherwise, he said he has one officer who could do it, but we suggested that he go ahead and find
Somebody else.
the county or the state to do that. But anyway, the date we're looking at is the 17th, that's on a Saturday at 9:30, hopefully at the park. And we'd like to serve them a lunch with hot dogs and chips and water or something like that.
We need to get some money to get those things, get that taken care of now.
Yeah, because Donnie said he thought he had hot dogs in the freezer, but anyway, he need to get some money to buy some hot dogs and buns and stuff like that, at least to have it available.
I can get a donor for that. That'll supply that.
Oh, so no.
But,
I
yeah.
just wanted to get it,
Sure.
get it out there, in
Yeah.
case you guys need to do it.
Mhm.
And the next meeting is June 29th,
Yeah.
and that's at 6 o'clock.
Before Ann concludes her report, I'm gonna work with everybody I can. INEOS, school board. The last time we called for volunteers, we really had a great turnout. A lot of people came when we did the
Tree.
nature preserve. We cleaned all that up over there. We had,
Yeah, you had some vice principals and principals and
oh,
former
absolutely,
principals
yeah.
and
So we're gonna try to get somebody with a little bit of mechanical expertise to make sure we get the swing set in level and grounded properly. And we're hoping that by that time, Sam might be able to get in and give us some help and expertise in
Absolutely.
getting that thing done. There's some preliminary work that we'll have to do, like cutting the grass off of the area where we're gonna put this in, before we put the mulch and stuff in the swing set itself. So I will try to get with Mear and Sam and just kind of talk about the things that we were going to do with the last maintenance group. But everything hits the fan, and that's sometimes it's not the priority.
Right.
Because we got sewer water running out of the ground, and we got just things that just don't,
It just hasn't been lining up for us very
they
well.
really haven't. And so if we can get together at whatever time you can prescribe, Mayor, so we can just go over and take a look at what we're doing. There's moving of the equipment that we have out here. It's a lot of work that's gonna have to be done over there. But getting the road in kind of puts everything in perspective as to where
I think
everything
probably the
is.
first thing though, so we don't lose out, is that our swing sets, light poles, whatever was on that list that we have to send back to that county.
It's
so we
already-
Make sure.
Yeah.
Sign,
thank you
don't
for-
forget about the
Sign.
Yeah.
sign that says where the money, some of the money come from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
yeah.
want,
Sure of
they
that.
want recognition for that.
And didn't they want to
Yeah.
see like a picture of the?
Yeah, they want to see a picture of the finished
Yeah.
products.
Oh, okay,
With
yeah.
the
Yeah,
install.
okay.
not-
Yeah,
That's why I was like,
That's why we had to
priority.
ask for it to be extended out, because
The sign's
it had to be
$99
done by the end
so,
of next week.
You
And
know, we get the sign from them for $99, and
yeah,
it meets all their recommendations. Otherwise, we see what the sign company out here can do for us.
yeah, because that Tim's got all of the invoices and everything. I've
Yeah.
sent everything to him. It's just what he sent back and said he would release the money once he had proof, more or less, that
the
everything
finished
was
Yeah.
on the playground and pictures and the 2 forms that, like,
Great.
certification that it's
Yeah,
done.
sure, yeah, we
Yeah,
can
so
do
that's
that.
just what I was putting out there, just so we make sure we
Yeah.
Right.
prioritize some
And
of that.
everything else, I mean, we've expended enough, all the money that they have, but then everything else we can put on the credit card, like mulch. But the big items have come out to the, whatever amount of money they had, and the rest
It
will
was
come out of the
like
We Thrive money that we had left, so.
$8,999 and some odd cents, and then the balance.
All that's on that list, we're still
Yeah.
pretty true to the list that we gave you
Yeah.
guys before. We haven't added or subtracted anything from that at this point. Although I do think the lumber will go up on the gate. It'll probably
Yeah,
double.
that's like gold now.
Exactly. And Lisa told me a year ago that lumber was going up when she was working at Lowe's.
I did. That's why you seen that pile of lumber in
It
my
is.
driveway before we even did it.
It went up. It
We
went
bought
up.
a lot.
Yeah, so,
So your house is the new Lowe's? Is that what I just heard?
No, that's where I was working at the time, and I
No, but
not
what
only
he's
did
saying is
lumber,
we got
I-
lumber.
Well, when
I
I
work
need
with
lumber,
lumber
I should
too,
go to
so-
your house, right?
Oh, no, it's already on the deck
I
now.
would say that doesn't mean you have to pull up her deck.
You'd
I
have to pull
would
it off there
suggest
now.
that if we're going to tear down any more houses, instead of doing that, we parts them out.
You do what?
Parts them
Depends on
out.
what house you're,
Yeah, because of all the lumber, if we take them apart and sell them piece by piece,
they do that
we're
with
worth a lot
farmwood.
more. Hey, it
I have a
sounded
swing set
good.
in my backyard, you guys can have the wood on the front.
Myself a copy.
Steve, did
Okay.
you hear that?
Thank you.
All right, thanks,
She's got a
We'll
swing
go
set in the
to,
backyard if you need the wood.
there you go. We'll go to Steve.
Woohoo. So the Finance Committee meeting, unfortunately, we had a member who was under the weather on our scheduled meeting Monday. So we ended up meeting right before council. The major issue that was on the docket was adding additional time or hours for our seasonal employees. So we did meet, we did look at that. And I will type this all up and send this out so you can actually see it all, but since we just met, I haven't had a chance to really type it up yet. But what we did is we are able to fund an additional 480 hours. This gets us to the end of September, was the intent,
And that would be 32 hours per week.
yes. 32 hours per week through the end of September.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yes. No doubt.
And then we'll talk about the haunted house.
Yes, we'll talk about the
October, November,
Hey,
December,
trust
all
me,
of
you'll
that
have
work.
plenty of help with that because that's one of our That's one of our favorite things to do.
That's Lisa's baby,
Mine,
is
that's
what
my-
that is. That's Lisa's
forget
baby.
Jason.
That sounds like it.
Yeah, he's in, and my husband back
So I do believe we probably want a motion supporting the additional 480 hours.
I make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Dan Dalton. Any further discussion on that? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yeah.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
The Finance Committee meeting will meet sometime between now and our next meeting, just so council knows things that we didn't forget about. We need to look at the police cruiser funding. We also have the maintenance wish list for truck repairs, from the big dump to the little white truck.
Little white truck, the sooner the better. Really.
Include
How much was, wasn't
That was
Water-
700.
Yeah, 700.
That
wasn't
include
that
the
much.
water maintenance truck. They're talking about something, so that comes under the budget.
Yeah, so we have to look at that. And does the water board still want us to look at the potential of raising? I've heard rumors around. I know at one point we were trying to raise this part-time maintenance person for the water board up to like 13, I think it was.
No, we were looking at 16.
No,
What was originally sent to
the
us.
former employee you had, you requested a dollar increase for him. That went away. The new position that you're looking at is totally different than what that was for that.
Well, I thought we brought it to him. Okay, so we need to get an ordinance of what we want.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that means you guys need to meet, and that's your decision, and then you bring it to
Yeah,
council.
and
Okay.
with the job
Yeah,
description
just
and
we put it
what
in the
you
job
want in it.
description between 13 to 16. So
Yeah,
we have
because
to
you
have-
didn't have everything, you're right.
Right, we didn't have
Something
everything nailed down, so, okay. So we'll see.
But at least while we're looking at the budget, I know what number you're trying to look at, so when the finance committee's meeting, I mean, our job is really just to say you can afford it or you can't. So we'll add that on there. Was there anything else that we were supposed to be looking at? I'm trying to remember.
That's why I was bouncing off of you earlier, because I was trying to remember everything.
That's why I'm actually like, I got my laundry list.
Because you
down.
gave me the part-time hours,
That was
that was my main thing,
Yeah.
the flag thing, I brought that up.
The white truck's
The
$700.
white, yeah, see, that one I really want.
I'd like to make a motion that we spend the $700 to get the white truck up and running.
I'll second it.
Motion by Steve, second by Pam to do the repairs on the white maintenance truck. Any discussion?
And we can,
We do. No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
yeah.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
So now we just gotta look at the
Also,
dump truck.
actually, yeah, also look into maybe getting a used gator would be nice. So we don't have to drive the big trucks around in small areas.
Like my backyard.
A used
Gator, one
gator.
of
Like
those
your
little
backyard,
four-wheel things that's a little
absolutely.
bigger
Trudging
than
up
a
the
golf
hills.
cart.
Well, the problem was they took those
They're called
huge
a gator.
dump trucks back there and it was so swampy
Yeah,
that
some-
It's a four-wheeler.
you need something a little bit that's smaller and more maneuverable.
Yes,
Absolutely.
With a
And
small-
for many reasons.
especially even the
Yeah.
alleys too.
Yeah.
They got a golf cart, Mickey?
Well,
you just drive
if
around
it's a
and
golf
get
cart,
trash
if
and
I can get a trailer to pull behind it, then sure.
The fire department.
As long as it'll make the hill, we're good.
I have,
Used gators aren't that expensive anyway.
the other thing, at everybody's station, you have the printed off artwork, the two different options for the digital sign. You have option A and option B, which is really just they wrap the base with aluminum. I just need to know what council's pleasure is. Do we like the gray base or the blue base? So there's option A there and option B. The other thing is there is that logo up in the top left corner. Okay, that was a logo that we just put in there just to give you an optics of what it would look like. We can change out that logo, but we're far enough in the process that I kind of need council to give me direction on what they want this sign to look like, whether option A or option B. And if you're okay with the artwork that's up there, or if you want to change the artwork.
Instead of artwork, can we just center the Village of Addison for you?
Yes, we can, with no
Okay.
problem whatsoever.
Just asking.
I would like to incorporate the fact that we're on the,
Historical landmark,
yes, list of historical places,
like the
Oh,
sign
like
that's up
what's
at
on the
dining.
sign there.
So would you want that just like in text, the historic Village of Addiston?
I'd have to look at that sign and give you some
Signs
thoughts.
up at
just off the
Dining
top of my
Lane,
head.
and it says Village of Addiston on the historical landmark,
On the
or,
National Historic
Yeah,
Landmark.
something like
Historical
that.
places.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you would just want more text on the top part?
I like both. I like the,
Because we can always have one of the display pieces on the sign say we're the historic village. So we can control whatever messages we want to pop up there.
but are you talking about permanent ban where it says Village of Addiston on the historical,
Like up here?
Register or
just
something like
that
that.
would go across the
yeah,
screen.
would, not being able to put the size in perspective of the letters, we may be able to put that under Addiston. On the national, that's a lot, on the national.
I would, yes,
register
I
of
would worry. I
historic
feel like for
places.
that top part, that's a lot of text. Like, that's just a lot to put in there. But we can definitely have one of, like, a big sign that says Historic Village of Addiston, or whatever that exact
what
wording.
about down here?
Yeah, down there where it says where it was established.
Established 1891, can you not put it down there?
And instead of established 1891, or maybe right below that, it's on the Historic Registry.
Yeah,
Oh, you can put that on the foil, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would look nice.
Yeah, and what is that made of, Steve? Do you know, that base?
So it's actually, the sign's supported by two big steel pillars that they're gonna sink in the ground. And then this is an aluminum wrap that they put around it.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
That probably looks sharp.
So is council's consensus option A with adding I'll look off the sign to get the exact wordage we put up there, but on the historical registry below the established 1891?
Will there be any lighting at that area?
No, so the only thing that's gonna be lit is the sign and the piece above it.
Okay,
So the base is not lit. So
okay.
you would see it during the day, but at night, you kind of see it because that's a bright area and the sign's
Right.
gonna be pretty bright.
Sure, yeah. We can't see it
They
now.
always put a
so.
spotlight on it.
Yeah.
They always put solar spotlights.
Yeah, we can't see it now, so.
Yeah.
I always thought there were floodlights out there, honestly. So the other, can I get I'd like a consensus
Yeah.
that everybody's okay with that before?
Can you make it part of a motion?
We all like the blue instead of the gray?
I do personally.
Yeah, me too.
Can you put that in the form of the motion?
So motion that we go with option A, and underneath the established 1891, we add our language for the Historic Village Registry.
Second.
The register.
Motion by Steve, second by Lisa. Any discussions? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
The one other piece that I had with that packet, the only thing the sign company does not cover is running the electricity to the sign.
Okay.
So I had D and J Electric, Margret gave me their name as somebody that's done some work for the village before. I believe they did like work on a boiler system at some point. But they gave us this, the quote to be able to run the electric. Basically, they're gonna run it from this lower panel, and then they're gonna run it out through the storage closet for the police office. And it's gonna go outside the building at the bottom level. It'll be behind one of our bushes. They're actually gonna put an outlet when they go through. That way we actually have a plug on the front side of the building for whatever reason if we needed it. And then basically it goes down, and they're gonna run the line into the flower bed that's out there. So we are maintaining and preserving that brick flower bed around there. So the electric will go into there. This does include our maintenance, doing the ditch to run the line. So that was the, when I was out there today, and the mayor seemed to think that that wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I would
Well,
like,
that was on the premise of we rent a ditch witch and you're looking at,
well, ditch witch, it'll take you like 15 minutes.
yeah, exactly.
So what you do is supervise the other two guys
Right.
and get that thing dug.
I'm thinking it was Steve's idea, I don't know why she didn't do it first.
We've had it on council. This is,
Just because
This is
Steve has
Jay
his own
Lewis's
front end loader.
business.
Oh, does he now?
What?
What?
They separated. I thought Jason and his brother separated, and they were still in
I
business
don't
together.
know if they are not, but that's who come out and gave the quote.
Oh.
So that's,
And again, this is coming out of the COVID fund, so this is not part of the general fund.
Yeah, so that also, I don't know how much money we have. We'd also talked about a small running screen in front of the building.
The two, so when I talked to our installer, what we can do is, or at least he says he thinks we can do, because ideally what you would want is you would want what's on that screen to be the same thing that's on that screen.
Oh.
That way we're managing one system, not two separate systems. And what he believes we can do with the software is you can log in and the software will show the screen going on. So since we already have some TVs and stuff, I was gonna work on that once we got this system in.
Okay. Makes sense.
And that should be almost no cost to the village because we've got TVs that are up that we were gonna move down and we've already got the brackets and everything.
Great.
right.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we accept a proposal from D&J Electric to provide the electrical services needed for the sign.
A second.
Motion by Dan Pillis, second by Lisa Stafford. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay?
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Ann Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Jackson.
Yay.
The one last thing I have, since now I'm the head of the digital technology, social media, I have a question in terms of like posting things. So like, for example, we have the new lending library in front of the village here. We've got all the cool stuff coming out from the mayor. How
I'll
does,
just give you a copy, the same as I gave her, so you'll have every,
but I guess my question is, like, for example, we did that cool thing, but like, does that need to come back to council to approve that we're gonna publicize that we just had the lending library?
I think it should be posted immediately.
No.
Well, and I guess that's what I guess I'm looking for
I mean, we
clarification.
did it, so.
What needs to go to council for approval before we post it, and what are things that council's okay just posting?
Can maybe a committee meet and look at, and come
Yeah.
up with some rules, because you're gonna have people in the village call wanting to know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna let them rent this sign, there's gonna have to be some groundwork.
Well, oh, yeah, I know what I wasn't thinking about the digital sign right now. I'm thinking like our
The Facebook page
website,
and
the
website.
Facebook page, like, we've got some avenues that we can, like, lifetime communicate with people about what's going on in the village,
Yeah.
but making sure that I don't want to overstep I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and it's just like they're saying about the big sign.
Oh, yeah, no, the committee's going to meet, we're going to have rules that council's going to approve about how that works. And
Yeah, and that same committee should try to set some rules and standards
I mean,
on
the
how we
mayor,
do what you're asking.
I mean, usually I post stuff, but
Yeah,
it's
the mayor
always
has
stuff that
given
you
me,
guys
you
are
know.
doing.
Well, like,
Or say if
Anything I ever
the nature
posted was
preserve
always from
sends
a
me
meeting, so.
Something,
Yeah.
they're having this thing, I'll put that out there for
Yeah.
them.
well, like, I know,
But I
like,
don't
I
go
was
back
out
and
the.
forth with public on there at all.
no.
Well, no, I
What
wouldn't
it's
plan on that,
for.
but like I was out on the playground with my kids and there were a bunch of kids out there and it was a gorgeous day. I took a picture and
And I
sent it to
posted
Lisa
it,
to
yeah.
post it. It's just, I'm out in the village, it's
Yeah.
a nice, beautiful shot. Why wouldn't
I
we
don't
send
see
that
where
and
that-
celebrate?
Yeah.
Well, I have.
No, that's
I just
fine.
think
I
there's some
also have
common
the
sense
capability of
Yeah.
going into all the technology,
In person.
the post stuff, you know, for like the
Yeah, she could have been
webpage
posting
and,
meetings on it.
and all that stuff too. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that, you know,
So I was just looking for clarification
but
on.
that is kind of cool to, you know, if we have stuff and you see like a bunch of
Just
kids
put
over
it
there,
up, yeah.
put it up there and
Yeah.
say, you know,
Today
I
is
just
in the
haven't
village.
had time
Oh, yeah, I know.
in my life to
Well,
do that.
and I was just out there with the kids, so it's kind of like, well, it's
Yeah.
not like an
Oh, yeah,
extra
I-
thing, I'm just there.
Yeah, when you said that to me, I did post it, and there was a lot of feedback from
Like
the
actively doing stuff like
villagers.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's up to you guys. Yeah,
The one
I
thing
like
you
to
gotta
see
watch is the
activity.
people who private message.
Do not respond.
I was just
Not
gonna ignore it.
respond.
we just ignore them.
Yeah.
It's like rule of thumb.
Or auto reply,
If you
call
get
the mayor.
something sent here and it's not signed,
You don't.
know, and I don't like to
Engage.
belabor this, but you know when they put together our website, I asked them, why aren't you using our kids? People we're familiar with, and they said there are,
privacy rights.
yeah, privacy issues. You could get a release, I assume, Bob,
Yeah.
for those things, but
Yes,
do
you
we
do.
have to do that just because we see our kids playing on the playground?
Well, it was far enough back that you couldn't identify who the
You couldn't
kids were.
identify anybody on those.
So I think that's the thing, if it's close enough that you could identify who the kid is,
Right.
that's different than,
Yes.
I was standing far enough back that it just looked like a bunch of kids. You
Sure.
could see their faces playing on the playground.
Right.
Can you give us just a quick Bob on that? Because there are times when we posted, we posted our kids engaging in We Thrive and things like that.
I've got a bunch of pictures upstairs that I would
Yeah.
love to put out there from festivals and Easter egg hunts and
If we should really be getting releases, I mean, you don't have to tell us now, but if we should be
can you
getting
look
releases
into
for
it and
those
let us
people.
know?
Yeah, that
As
would
a
be nice.
photographer,
If you're in a public place.
yeah, as long as it's in a public place, you don't need a release. If you're in here and you take pictures, you need a release. But I believe as long as you're on a public street or a public park, you don't
Public
need
events,
releases.
yeah. We are covered under that.
Yeah, here's the picture that Steve took that time that I posted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Bob,
So.
when we do the rodeo thing, do we need to get permission slips for those kids to sign up, for their parents to sign off on that, for them to take part?
Should.
So would you
Yeah.
draft the form for that?
That's a good idea.
Good idea, Ann, or
I know.
Ann.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm sure we're gonna have thousands of kids.
Well, right, Ann.
Did you have anything else?
That's it, I'm good. I'm
Thanks,
done.
Steve. Pam?
We're supposed to have a finance meeting, but I was sick for a couple meetings. So we need to reschedule that. Wasn't urgent, but we're waiting on some things from Dan's committee too, so it's gonna work
Laws
out.
and contracts.
You mean laws and
For law-
contracts?
Did I say finance?
You said
Yeah, you
I
did
did have a
I
finance.
was a little confused there for a minute.
It's fine, it's.
That's because I had finance right above it.
Yeah.
But, so we need to reset that, but I'll get with this once we hear what Dan has to say. The other thing is, finishing the restrooms, the stuff that, like all the, touchless.
Did Nair ever get back with us, Margret?
Yes, but we ran into a problem.
Okay.
They did come in, and when he looked at the stuff that we got from the company in Mansfield, he said that he would have to buy 2 other things to go inside it to make them work. So I haven't had time to call the company's American Standard to see if I can send it back, because Nair checked with, what's the place on 128, Dan Ferguson, or
Yeah,
there's a water
Ferguson.
place out there. And they can buy the whole unit from them, which of course will probably be more money than what we spent it. But I've been swamped. I haven't been able to call American Standard to send that back. And then as far as the,
I can take that on if you want.
yeah, as far as the dryers,
Yeah.
I don't even think we got anywhere
We
with
never ordered
them.
them.
Because I think we got them, but that was when we was in the transition of people leaving,
Yeah.
and it just didn't get done.
Yeah.
So I can give you everything for
If you
the
want to
other
just drop that
thing.
American Standard off
Yeah.
on me, just
Yeah.
give that to me for
Yeah.
one plate.
Is that a COVID project too? that we gotta
Yes,
get
it
done?
was,
That's
yes,
another one.
it was a COVID project.
Stuff in
It
there.
was,
Yeah.
it was already approved with the
I think
thing that
I
I
went through the
sent
first round,
sent to Hamilton County.
and they didn't need pictures of our faucets. though.
Well,
If they would
no,
have needed pictures, we'd be in trouble.
We could put them up there, I don't know what they look like.
Just set them there like, see?
Dan, speaking of COVID, do you know anything more about the ramp? with-
Yeah, I was
with
gonna, I was
them?
gonna wait till
Oh,
Pam
okay.
got to her.
Okay.
I was gonna mention that too.
Okay.
But Dan, he's talked with them, so he knows more than with the guy that's going to.
Yeah,
Last week.
I informed him that he needed to get with Margret this week
Thank you.
and get all the paperwork filled out, the 1090, all those things, and Margaret had all his information so she could take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he should be starting that within the next.
He should start within the next week. He said he would start it this week if weather permitted, and it would take about 8 or 9 days.
Okay. That's really all I had.
Is that all you had, Pam?
That's it.
Oh, thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
Somebody make a motion to go into executive session for personnel reasons.
I make a motion to go into executive session for personnel reasons. Can we have a break first?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lisa, second by Pam. Call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Ann Dalton,
Yeah.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Jackson.
I yayed on the wrong Dalton.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, we're gonna need breakdown time.